12 o'clock midnight.
Good morning. I just woke up and I can't see anything because I wear contacts. So I'm blind right now. Anyways, you're probably wondering, why are you filming? And that's because I am
bored as she. That's right.
So probably by the title you can tell that I did not go to school. I'm doing everything remotely. So I thought that it would be fun to give a little bit of a life update slash what it's like doing college from home. So today's Friday, which means I don't really have much work to do because I like to get a lot of my work done earlier in the week. That's not true. I have a psych exam I have to do. All right, let's go do that.
So at a lot of accounts.
Okay, so I thought that I would kind of show you my setup here. My desk is literally just a collapsible desk. Like, I've had this for ever, and I actually had a real desk. It's right there, but my mom's using it. And we have another one downstairs, but it's been like it's kind of lonely, like having to work all day by yourself. So I ended up moving up here with her for her company. I 100% recommend that if you are doing any type of work at home, school, business work, whatever, 100% get monitors for your computer. They are such a game changer. I remember, like, I was like, oh, I don't need a monitor, like, this is fine, like, my computer's good as it is. But then, like, I got one, and oh my god, I can never go back. It just makes things so much easier to flip through things and to see things on a bigger screen, and it's 100% worth it. And you can get them pretty cheap too.
Thousands of tears later.
I think I'm gonna go treat myself and get a coffee from Dunkin', so let's go. Oh boy, do I love living in New England. Oh god. Ah! I don't know where the brush is. Oh, here it is. Okay, not gonna lie, I was gonna get the coffee because I was like, oh, that's more aesthetic for the video. But then I was like, I have coffee at home. When I don't have it home, it's French fries. So I went to Burger King. Anyways, I feel like now is when we can really get into the meat of the video of kind of what is it like doing college from home. So first off, the reason why I decided to stay home was pretty much, as you know, if you don't know, hi, I'm Sophia, I'm going to UCONN, University of Connecticut. I decided not to go because flashback to beginning of August, I'd already had my roommate picked out and everything. And then UCONN was pretty much like, just kidding, you can't have a roommate. Which made sense because, you know, the virus, and at that point I was kind of already on the fence about going in the first place because, you know, things with Corona were still looking pretty bad, and I was fortunate enough at that point to not have been in a situation where I had gotten it. I hadn't gotten sick, so it was kind of like I had made it this far, I don't really want to risk getting it. So pretty much I decided I was going to stay home for first semester and see how things were looking for next semester, if anything would change.
1 semester later.
Then flash forward to the end of next semester, and pretty much everything was kind of the same. There was, I mean, you know, there's still Corona. It's still really bad, and it's still something that I wanted to be mindful of. And to me, it just didn't make sense to go, given the circumstances. I definitely think that I could have gone and made the best out of the experience, but I've been taking this really serious, and I didn't really want to be put in a position where I would feel sort of unsafe. Not that I think that UCONN's not doing a good job at, you know, their guidelines and everything, because I'm not there. I can't really speak to that.
Tonight, several UCONN students have been evicted from on-campus housing after this packed party.
But I do know that I personally would feel better and more safe and have better peace of mind if I just stayed home, even though that definitely sucks because I really was excited to go to college, like I think most people are. And actually the time that I would have been moving in, I was going through a lot of changes in my life personally, in terms of my parents. They'd actually bought a new house that was in a completely different town than from where I grew up in, so I was already sort of having a different kind of change of scenery. So even though I had already been kind of stuck in the house because of Corona for all of that time up until that point in August, it was kind of nice to have been moving away and having a new, like I said, a change of scenery. It definitely made things a lot easier. Another thing that made things a lot easier is I ended up getting a puppy in October, which definitely was more of an incentive to stay for next semester as well. You guys saw a video of him earlier in the video, but these are other pictures of him. He's so cute. His name is Bear. He is now a 6-month-old yellow Labrador retriever, and I love him so much. And I'm so glad that I get to spend more time with him. So in terms of what it's actually like working at home, and doing college remotely, I feel like hot take, I kind of like it. Like, I kind of don't mind being online. I know that might seem weird, but I think that I'm fortunate enough that I'm not a procrastinator, so I kind of like having the entire syllabus ahead of time and being able to really plan out my semester at the very beginning so that nothing is really a surprise, and I kind of have the ability to do work when I want to in whatever class that I want to. And I feel like having that sort of lack of structure was actually in a way beneficial to me because I was able to do things at my own pace. So I really like that portion of it, for sure. I do also definitely think that my grades, as a reflection of this whole experience, have definitely been for the better because, pretty much every single test, every single quiz, it's all open note. So you pretty much, as long as you've done the work and you have the resources in front of you, you're going to be completely fine. You have access to the internet, you have access to all of your notes. There are a few classes that have the lockdown browsers, but none of my classes have required that, but I know a bunch of my friends have, which that's a little bit more annoying and more of a real test sort of situation where it's pretty much it's this application and it locks down your browser so you can't open up any other window other than the test, and it uses your camera to monitor your eye movement, which is creepy. And luckily none of my teachers have required me to use that, so I've been kind of, grade-wise, I've been doing really well, and I'm really happy about that. I think that one of the biggest downsides to all of this is, even though academically I'm doing really well, it really did sort of feel like it hindered me socially because, I'm not on campus where, a lot of kids are. I know that a lot of kids, not everyone's on campus, and, there's plenty of people who are doing the same thing I am, but it was just, it was kind of difficult to be, in college, but, not in college, if you know what I mean. So it was kind of hard for me to build that personal connection to the school that I really wanted. So to combat that, I ended up joining a sorority, which, when I joined, it was something that I never thought in a million years that I would do, mostly because I didn't really know anything about it other than the scary things I'd see on TV or in movies. But being in I can't speak for all of Greek life, but at least being at UCONN, and I think definitely being in a school that's northeast, it's nothing like what I thought it would be, and I ended up making a lot of friends through that, and I'm so glad that I joined it because it's definitely helped me kind of make a connection and made me more excited for when I finally do get to go on campus, because I know that I'll have friends there waiting for me. If you want me to make a whole other video about what it's like with sorority life and sort of rushing and stuff like that, I can kind of do that. I actually had a unique experience. I joined COB, which is a whole other story for the continuous open bidding process. But if you want that, I can definitely make a video sort of talking about that. I think my advice for anybody who is, doing school remotely from their home, whether it's high school or college or, what have you, is I would say, like I said, get a monitor. I just think that it makes things a lot easier to see and to sort of move around, and it's just, your eyes will thank you. Number 2, I think that you should definitely keep yourself to a rigid schedule. Plan your week out in advance, have some sort of an agenda book or a calendar or something just so that you know what your week is going to look like. Number 3, even though it seems completely kind of impersonal by joining clubs through online and going to Zoom meetings and, you know, things like that. I do think that it's definitely a good idea to get yourself involved in some way, other than just, you know, doing academics at that school. Being able to reach out to some sort of an organization or something, just so that you can really start meeting people. I mean, nothing's binding. Like, you could always leave once you get there or drop it or whatever, but it's just a good way to feel connected in a way that's not just about school. Anyways, guys, I think that that's pretty much all I have for you for this video. This was kind of a spur of moment thing that I thought about doing just because I was sitting at home. And, you know, it does get really boring, I won't lie, doing school at home, especially when, for me, I had moved and a lot of my friends are either at school, gap year programs, or they're just kind of too far for me to see them. It definitely does get lonely, so I just decided to, you know, film an update video because I feel like there are a lot of people who are in my situations, or a lot of kids younger than me who, you know, who knows what next year's going to be like. Fingers crossed that it's going to be better, but, you know, I mean, it's nice to hear about it, I guess. Anyways, as always, leave me any questions you have in the comments. My Instagram is @sophiadover if you want to DM me and ask me anything personally. And yeah, I will make whatever videos you want if you want me to make another video. But yeah, this was fun, so let me know.